Master Kwang-jo Choi is a 9th degree black belt who was formerly an internationally known master instructor of Taekwondo under its founder, General Choi Hong-hee. At the age of 25, Grandmaster Choi was the youngest chief instructor for the International Taekwondo Federation, demonstrating Taekwondo all across Southeast Asia. At the age of 30, he was completely injured from the lockout movements found in traditional martial arts. He moved to North America for medical treatment, and through his recuperating period, created new techniques, which are now known as Choi Kwang Do. Choi Kwang Do is an exciting new form of martial art that provides practical self-defense, cardiovascular workout, and easy-to-learn techniques. This method allows the practitioner to deliver blows that are much more powerful and effective on the opponent, and much less stressful to the person delivering the blows. In other words, Choi Kwang Do takes the philosophical aspects and applies modern science and physics to shock the opponent more and the practitioner less. Think of Choi Kwang Do as the philosophical essence of all other martial arts that are then turbocharged to provide a leaner and meaner form of self-defense. The ultimate benefit of Choi Kwang Do is it gives you much more power and confidence where it really counts, on the street.
For almost 40 years, Grandmaster Choi has been actively involved in self-defense. It began in Daegu City, Korea, when 12-year-old Kwang-jo Choi was severely beaten by a street gang. His parents enrolled him in a martial arts school, and he soon became very proficient at defending himself by devising his own methods to survive in the streets. As Kwang-jo grew up, he excelled at Korean karate. He studied Taekwondo under its founder, General Choi Hong-hee, and eventually became one of the world's top Taekwondo instructors. On March 2nd, 1987, Grandmaster Choi announced the inauguration of Choi Kwang Do, the new image in martial arts. Choi Kwang Do teaches techniques that apply maximum force to an opponent, so there is much more stopping power. Choi Kwang Do classes are very aerobic in nature. Besides developing the hands, fists, and body into strong weapons, Choi Kwang Do also develops the overall condition of the practitioner. Plus, it develops a person's character and personality. Students of Choi Kwang Do have an amazing level of confidence and well-being. And most importantly, what people learn from Choi Kwang Do in class can help them in real life on the street. Bill Sung. Martial arts magazines have sat up and taken notice. Choi Kwang Do is the new image in martial arts, and experts who have become acquainted with this incredible discipline, including those in the medical community, wholeheartedly endorse Choi Kwang Do. Dr. Ben Johnson is Assistant Professor and Director of Sport Biomechanics and Sports Medicine at Georgia State University, Atlanta, Georgia, USA.
I had the opportunity 2 years ago to work with Grandmaster Choi regarding his particular style of martial art. We, at that time, undertook a subjective study to determine differences between the Choi Kwang Do style and the more traditional style. At that time, we found two major differences. The first difference, which created a superiority in the form of Grandmaster Choi's style, was the use of the body in the punch. By incorporating a step prior to the punch, body momentum was greatly increased, and therefore the force of the punch was greatly increased. The second major point, which created a more superior style for the Choi Kwang Do method, was the use of a greater follow-through. In other words, the hand continued to move after the punch, thereby creating greater force upon contact. We will undertake a study to determine the actual differences between the Choi Kwang Do method and the methods used in the more traditional techniques. By incorporating state-of-the-art technology, including high-speed video analysis and computer graphics, as well as force measuring platforms, we will be able to, in no uncertain terms, determine the actual differences between the two techniques.
Dr. Lee Denoff is a doctor of chiropractic and has been involved in the martial arts since age 8.
It's been many years since I found an art such as Choi Kwang Do. I got involved in Choi Kwang Do due to the fact being that I was constantly injuring myself. In my profession, I'm constantly seeing people who totally destroy their ligaments and their joints. I finally found a technique in Choi Kwang Do that relieves that joint pressure. Taekwondo has a constant stress and strain on a joint. Wing Chun, same type of effect on the joints. Choi Kwang Do, totally relaxation, total fluidity, totally aerobic. It is the technique of the future.
Dr. Joseph Senebogen is a certified chiropractic sports physician and has researched the biomechanics involved in Choi Kwang Do.
I've had the opportunity to train under Grandmaster Choi, and I've had an opportunity to see the new techniques that he has incorporated into his martial art. The old traditional way of blocking crossed over the two bones in the forearm, which highly increased your chance of injury to the two bones in the forearm and also at the elbow joint. Master Choi's new technique allows these two bones to be running alongside each other, which greatly reduces the chance of injury to the bone and to the elbow joint. This reduction of injury will allow the student to progress at a greater rate and less chance of injury.
Less stress on you and more stress on your opponent. That's the essence of Choi Kwang Do. And it's obvious from those making the switch to Choi Kwang Do that this is the new image in martial arts. Master Roger Koo, 5th degree black belt, trained in karate and taekwondo for 18 years before making the switch.
I have switched to Choi Kwang Do because this new martial art makes total sense. You have heard of the ultimate driving machine. I am happy to say I have found the ultimate martial art system created and designed by Grandmaster Kwang Jo Choi.
Master James Lim, 7th degree black belt, trained and held international offices in taekwondo for 27 years. Master Lim has made the switch to Choi Kwang Do.
As a professional instructor, I have been searching for a master to teach me to improve myself. Finally, I met my former master, Grandmaster Choi, who I thought had retired due to serious injury in Taekwondo. I met him in Georgia and was amazed at his performance in Choi Kwang Do and could not believe what I saw. I then decided to change and learn the system of Choi Kwang Do.
Marshal Piera, 4th degree Choi Kwang Do black belt, has held international taekwondo offices as well and trained for 13 years before finding this new martial art.
After traveling all over the world, looking at different martial artists and martial arts, I have found what I've been looking for. Choi Kwang Do is a product of a genius, and I am privileged and happy to be part of this organization. Grandmaster Kwang Choi has influenced and changed people worldwide with his new concept in martial arts.
Bob Lowry, 3rd degree black belt, has tried it all. Lowry trained for 19 years in karate, kickboxing, tang soo do, judo, and taekwondo before becoming a follower of Grandmaster Choi.
Because of my long and varied martial arts background, it really makes me appreciate the uniqueness and practicality of Choi Kwang Do. I truly feel that Choi Kwang Do is the key to martial arts excellence.
Here in slow motion, you can see the graceful power of Choi Kwang Do. Notice the relaxed stance and comfortable positions of the arms. Then, as a technique begins, observe how the whole body is leveraged behind the blow. And at the point of impact, the blow is still accelerating, so the resulting shock to the opponent is tremendous, while the smooth follow-through is much less shocking to the arm, which quickly and fluidly returns back to a relaxed and ready position. Here it is again. Swing and twist. Pow, and still accelerating. Follow through. Return. Relaxed and ready to hit again, if necessary. The great thing about Choi Kwang-do is that it's designed to stop an opponent as quickly and efficiently as possible, without putting undue stress on the practitioner. Some martial arts work far better in the gym than they do on the street. Choi Kwang-do, however, works extremely well in both places.